Hi guys, welcome back to my channel Lush Foliage. So today we will be adding some liquid fertilizers to our plants. As I said, most of the foliage plants are now in their growing period, so it's the right time to add any kind of fertilizers. So over here I have my compost bin. I have added some kitchen scraps recently. I was a little bit lazy and I did not cut the watermelon peels into smaller pieces. I should have done, but that's absolutely okay. So we have some banana peels, some watermelon. So now there is a lot of greens, so I'll be adding in some browns. Now these are all dry leaves from my garden. These are basically the browns, this is basically the greens. Now we will add everything together. Always remember, as much as the greens are important, browns are also important. So I will give it a mix, which is going to be a little difficult with all of these large pieces of the watermelon. I should have cut it into smaller pieces, but nevertheless, probably in a month or so everything will get decomposed. Now there are some people who say that they tend to prepare their compost in 7 days. That's nearly impossible. 7 days is a very short time. Always ensure that your compost is completely decomposed before you use it in your plants, because right now they are consuming oxygen in order to decompose. If you're going to use raw compost in your pots, then your roots will be deprived of oxygen and your plant will die. So you have to be extremely careful. Apart from that, a lot of people say that the compost tends to smell, and a lot of people do not make compost. It's because they feel that the compost tends to smell a lot, but this is just a misconception. If you have everything in a right proportion, the greens, the browns, trust me, there won't be much smell. Right now I am sitting very close to the compost bin. I have a very sharp nose. I can immediately smell any kind of fragrance or any kind of foul smell, but trust me, it is not even smelling. I'm not even getting any odor from this. Ideally there is a very subtle amount of foul smell, because of course something is getting decomposed, so there is going to be a little bit of odor, but not a lot wherein it can lead to discomfort. My compost, the upper portion is still fresh, but beneath the compost is already ready, but still there is not much smell. Probably when you are mixing, because you have to aerate the compost once in 3 days or once in 4 days, probably at that point of time you might get a slight smell, but not very strong. Right now I'm sitting very close to it. I can feel there is a lot of heat, because when the compost is getting ready, it will generate a lot of heat. At times you tend to see slight very faint smoke coming out of it, which is pretty normal. You do not need to be worried. When the heat is generated, it tends to release some smoke. That's why we tend to kind of mix it so that it gets aerated. The more you aerate it, faster the compost will get prepared. But again, not 7 days or not a month. It might take at least 2 months or 3 months. Now it all depends upon you. I personally put very little kitchen scrap, because I don't have a lot of kitchen scrap. So usually for me, I keep adding it and it keeps getting ready. So for me it takes a very long time, because I keep adding more and more to it, because for me the compost is not the most important thing. For me it's the compost tea, the liquid. So that is more important for me. Even if the compost takes around 3 months, 4 months, it's absolutely okay for me. It's not much of an issue for me, because I tend to use more of the liquid fertilizer. So now I will take it out and I'm going to show it to you. So this is how our compost tea looks like. You can see it's very dark in color, almost like black coffee. Now another important thing, your compost tea should not have any foul smell. Like over here, I don't have any foul smell in this. But in case if your compost tea is smelling very bad, then please don't use it in your plants, because most probably the microorganisms in the compost tea have died and hence they emit a very foul smell. But if the compost tea is not gone bad, there won't be any smell. In fact, it is going to have a very foresty smell, like basically if you might have been to a forest and you get that kind of a smell in the forest, it's somewhat like that. I don't know how to explain it, but it is not going to have that foul smell. Now because we have a lot of it, I will only use half in this bucket of water. I don't know how many liters is this. This is just a paint container. So I'm going to use probably half of it and dilute it. That's about it. You can see just half, and then we will give it a good mix. And our plant elixir is ready to be given for the plants. Organic, very healthy, no chemicals, completely out of our kitchen waste. Now we will use this in our philodendrons. You can use it in your flowering plants. In fact, all of the plants that are in their growing season. So you can see that's about it. This is why these plants love this fertilizer, and they have been doing quite well. So I will be adding fertilizers to all of them. Now always remember, before you add fertilizers, ensure that your soil is moist. Do not add any kind of fertilizer, whether it's solid or liquid. Do not add it in dry soil. The roots might get burnt. It might damage the plant. So ensure that your soil is moist before you add your liquid fertilizer. So it is going to take some time. I'm going to do that, and I will see you in the next video. So that's about it. I hope that you liked this video. If you did, please hit the like button, and if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing to it. Until then, take care, stay safe, and keep planting.